I'm Joe Onosko, and I would like to thank you, honorable senators, for the opportunity to share my thoughts on House Bill 1607. Let me start by offering a very brief, just 20-second context for my comments. I've been a professor at UNH in the Education Department since 1989. I've spent time as a researcher, an intern supervisor, and a consultant in secondary classrooms in 10 different states, including public and private schools in New Hampshire. As a teacher of teachers, my fundamental goal has been to create thoughtful classroom learning environments that prepare students, our future citizens, to participate in and preserve our democracy and our democratic way of life through sound decision-making on public policy matters. It's out of this concern for this fundamental goal that I've been such an outspoken critic of President Obama's Race to the Top agenda and his more recent NCLB waiver plan, a thinly veiled, stripped-down version of Race to the Top. In other words, I'm not a flaming liberal here defending the educational establishment. I'm here today because I believe 1607 diminishes rather than enhances the ability of our state to create educated and engaged future citizens. I'm sure you've heard some of the points I'm about to make, so I'll keep them brief. First, two major U.S. Department of Education studies, one back in 2006 under the Bush administration and the other in 2009 under Obama, found that public schools perform as well, if not better than private schools, when children's economic backgrounds are factored into the analysis, and that voucher programs do not improve student achievement. Given these findings, why funnel state revenues to private schools that have absolutely none of the oversight and accountability requirements of our public schools? Second, and very much related, New Hampshire public schools for decades have consistently outperformed all but a few states on the National Assessment of Educational Progress, or NAEP, our best national metric for student achievement. What is so broken about our public schools that millions of dollars in state revenue should be given to promote religious schools and private secular schools? Third, the tax credit will not create a secular private school option for disadvantaged families or for most middle-class families, as on average, they cost $15,700 per year at the elementary level and nearly $25,000 at the middle and high school level. As a parent of two adolescent boys, I can't even afford a private religious school, which on average costs a little over $5,000 for elementary and just under $8,000 for middle and high school. In short, the bill does not create choice for the vast majority of New Hampshire parents. Fourth, the tax credit will go to families that make, on average, $97,000 a year. That's 25% more in annual income than parents of public school children. Sadly, this bill not only directs state monies to wealthier families, but it moves us away from our nation's long-standing commitment to equality of educational opportunity. I believe the above arguments help explain why New Hampshire voters are more than on a 2-to-1 margin opposed to this tax credit plan. In a statewide poll conducted by the nationally respected UNH Survey Center just 2 months ago, 55% of voters opposed 1607, while only 23% supported it. 22% weren't sure or didn't have an opinion. Most damning was the finding that among self-identified conservative voters, 44% opposed the legislation, while only 37% supported it. Let me finish by saying that historically New Hampshire citizens have always been fiercely committed to human liberty and fearful of government. Live Free or Die reflects this commitment. Thomas Jefferson and other founding fathers understood that an educated citizenry was the best bulwark against government tyranny, whether from the right or the left. HB 1607 seriously undermines the educational efforts of our public school communities to prepare 90% of the children who will one day lead our great state into the future. I strongly urge you to oppose this unfair, anti-democratic legislation. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I do have one question before we jump in. The $97,000 figure, where are you taking that from?
This is from Jeff McLynch, the Executive Director of the New Hampshire Fiscal Policy Institute.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so that was off the original bill as introduced in the House, which did not have needs testing, but it does now. So that's at the 300% federal poverty guidelines, which is about $65,000 overall.
Okay. So I look forward to seeing that new data.
Other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.